Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee laga President or Lok Sabha MP as Supongmeren Jamir Aji District Development Coordination and Monitoring Committee Jintu Disha Kuignapi Jane Hito Upar Jankari Disha Jamir Kushiki Disha Committee kan state laga sub districts te separate meeting launch kurubule ase Jamir Jane Shiki Disha Committee laga maksad to Desh Sarkar laga programs kan coordinate kurubule ase kintu central sponsored scheme kan monitor kurubo Jamir claim Kurishigi Bishi Department can records dibule reluctant kure. Itu upper Jamir assert Kurishigi committee do RTI Nishna Nohoi kinto implementing agencies can get model dibule karne ase aro iku findings thagisho gule ministry logot communicate kurubo. IB details saisabo.
I want to have some programs and then our working president we have discussed. And we thought that it will be better if we can share with our media family members. Especially the Disha committee, it is District Development Coordination and Monitoring Committee. The Disha committee, we are going to launch the separate meetings in all the districts. And initially, we have decided to visit 6-7 districts, starting from parent. Now, this Disha committee, this is a committee where the mainly to coordinate the programs of the government of India. So the committee, Disha committee, we're going to monitor the centrally sponsored schemes, which is given the provided by the union government to the state government. So the committee has, we have set up the committees. From our side also, we have nominated 4 members each in all the districts. Along with that, as per the ministry guidelines, we were supposed to nominate some village council chairmen, 2 to 3 council chairmen. But with the consultations of the deputy commissioners of the respective districts, we thought that better it should be the rotation basis among the village council chairmen. So since we are going to have a first round of meetings starting from the 9th July, the DC who happens to be the member secretary, he will see that the chairman can be coordinated. The power of this committee, Disha committee, is to see that proper implementations, number one, and to check that no diversions of funds and any of the projects which is not supposed to be implemented and unauthorized places also has to be checked. Then if there's any grievances from the grassroots villages, grassroots where the people are not getting or not reaching out to programs, that also will be discussed. Then if there's any problems which the projects are not reaching out to the village also, the council chairman have got every right to write their grievances to the district collectors, that is a deputy commissioner, because he is a member secretary of the Disha. Then the quarterly, we were supposed to have the meeting at least 3 to 4 times, and if it need arise, more than 4 times also, we can conduct the meetings and review the projects. And we are going to ask the departments how they are implementing. And we want to give a lending hand to the implementing agencies, that means the concerned departments also, that whether they are facing any problems, whether they are facing any problems or the constraining of the funds while doing implementing the projects. So we want to give the helping hand to the departments also, to the implementing agencies also. And in fact, the MP, Lok Sabha MP and the Rajya Sabha MP has been met as a chairman and co-chairman of the district monitoring committee. And the state level chief minister is the chairman. Then the minister of RT is a co-chairman. And the principal secretary of the RT Rural Development is a member secretary. And accordingly, after the district level committee having thorough examinations, will forward the observations, and the state Disha committee will finally see that the report goes to the ministry judiciously. One thing what I have observed is maybe some of the nodal agencies, uh, which they are supposed to get their projects, the sanctions, may not be availed because of maybe communication gap or unawareness of those projects. That is also there. So while reviewing the meetings, we'll see that what are the funds available and the Disha sanction from the ministry, and which whether our state are fully availing all those opportunities or not. That is also one point. Secondly, it is many of the what I have observed is many of the departments are reluctant to keep even the records. Reluctant in a sense, it is not like the RTI, because we are the Disha committees here to give the helping hand to the implementing agencies as well as to the state Disha committee members, and any findings out we are going to communicate to the ministry. So it is a very positive approach. Of course, if the misuse of fund is there, then straight away we have to give a report to the ministry that it is misusing. If they are doing well, then accordingly we'll also recommend the report to the ministry. That is one part, Disha committee, which will, before we start the meeting, I'd like to enlighten how Disha committee is going to work. That is one. Secondly, we have this GDS in the postal service. This is a Garment Tax Shiksha. Yeah, Garment Tax Shiksha, the GDS recruitment. As earlier I was discussing with all of you. Our Honorable Chief Minister also, he's so keen to see that this is implemented in our state to avail the opportunities for our youths for the employment. And this is one of the gateway to enter in the postal services. Once our local people enters in the GTS, then they will be with the departmental interviews or their conduct of examinations. They will ever possible to get a higher up courses, white collar jobs in their own departments. We have requested our Honorable Chief Minister, then our Chief Secretary, to, for the benefit of our states and for the local youths, we have requested to implement and declare that the local languages on the Daleks to be recognized as a third language, especially with reference to the GTS employment, postal department's employment for that purpose. Because I think this is one of the best to get the opportunities for their job opinions. Because only the metric mark sheet they used to upload. And as per the merit of the marks, they used to select and then get the appointments. They used to get. But our local youths, those who secures the more than 85, 90 or about 90 marks, they always opt for the better studies. They never opt for the tedious employments. And whereas those who are getting below 80 marks, they are not getting the opportunity to get selected because it is the national competitions. So from the mainland, people, those who secures 80, 90, 100 marks, they are the only one who selects as per the merit of their mark sheets and get employment in our state. So once the third language is recognized by our state government, then that will be one of the criteria for the employment of these GTs in our state. So we have requested the government of Nagaland, chief secretary, the chief minister, they are also interested, and then they are giving their the best effort to declare at the earliest. So we are hoping that they are going to give us the good results as early as possible. That is one. And thirdly, working president, he's one of the senior advocate. He's here. He also will highlight about this. About Article 3, 371A, the sender has whatever the provisions the Act implements in the Parliament. We have given the full protections that any act which passed in the Parliament cannot be implemented until unless the state government, the state legislative assemblies reviews and accepts. So that has guarantee we got a guarantee of the protections of the rights of the landowners as well as those culture, traditions, customs, and land and its resources. So we are totally protected. We have every right. Landowner have got every right. The citizens of the Nagas have got every right of our religion, tradition, and culture. Under these provisions of Article 371A, how state government, whether state government is bringing any innovative and a positive approach to facilitate for the development and for the environment of the states. And I think having the act, simply having the protection of act, if we just keep like this, the outcome of that act may not be will not get the fruits of that act. Similarly, landowner have got its own rights. Now, land in this act, landowner has to come forward to participate, and I think with their efforts, with their understandings, with their land, if the landowners also should give a step forward for the development of the state by donating the land or by understanding with the state governments. If within the state, having the protection, the act of Article 371A, I think if we can use that, then definitely the fruits of the Article 71 will enjoy by the citizens of our states. Now, we are, as of now, the Article 371A, everyone is honored that Article 371A, and no one is touching the Article 371A. Now, everyone is scared that if we touch this Article 371, the government of India may act like Article 370 of Jammu and Kashmir if they delete away the articles. That also people have, so they don't want any control. But we have the total protections giving the act is already passed. Now, only thing is our state government should know how to use it, how to use that act, and with that act, with that provisions, how to improve our state development and activities, taking the confidence of the landowners, and with the good gestures of the landowners, if we can use it, that is for the productivity and the benefit of our states. then our rights also will be there. Our this land and resources also will come within us. Then tradition and custom and religion, that those are all alternative. We always used to think, and people used to say that we have a mandate, and that mandate everyone have got to give a mandate. And to give a mandate, we have a single precious vote, where with that vote we used to give a mandate to the government to make as a lawmaker of the state for the welfare of our state. All of us, we all are the voters. And why it is a precious vote? Because this is going to give the mandate to make the law in the state, to rule in the state. Now, after giving the mandate, if our people, if the Nagas, if the voters start going against the government, which we all have given the mandate to that government to roll, to make rules, and to maintain the law and orders in the state. Feel regret of what we misuse the precious vote. I think the first mistake is the voters, where we have to know that before we go against the state government, we should not have the attitude, since we have given the mandate for the one tenor, the voters should be one of the agents to guide the state government, then to see that they implement the program. And within their tenor, if they are not doing well, if they are not delivering the justice to the people, then still you have that mandate in your hand with all those precious vote with you. So the next round of election is coming, and that will be 2028. The elections is going to be held on the same mandate we all are going to give. Since we have given for one tenor, everyone should see that we also should contribute that state government runs well. But if they are not, then we have the mandate cards where our precious wood can be cast, selecting the genuine and the reasonable leaders. So I think our mentality and the prospect has to be changed. After elections, we have to see that we should also participate, since we have already given the mandate. We should not blame ourselves that I have done wrong. Since whether it's done, we have done wrong or right, it is already casted, so we have to guide the state governments. But if they are not doing well, then the next you have every right to exercise your precious vote to give a mandate to the better persons, for the better party, for a better governance. That is one. And the lawmakers, since the lawmakers is making a law for the welfare of the people, which is very much for the state affairs. And the lawmaker knows very well that when to use, when not to use the laws in the state. So every round of administrations, it all depends on the lawmakers of the state. So knowing all that, our precious vote, our mandate has to be exercised in a proper way, where with your participation, with my participations, if we can do something good gestures or implement good for our states, I think that will carry the meaning. The Arctic department itself, we have designated 9 projects, which comes Minica and all this housing for all, and then do some schemes also there. So definitely we're going to review that. Uh, but to bring up the justice, whether it is implemented in the grassroots level or not, the VDP secretaries and the village council members has to be alerted, and if they can help our committee members, then only the proper will know the proper implementation, whether they're doing or not. That is the
Yes.
thing.
Since the funds are done through direct benefit transfer, so it seems the funds are being diverted. Those beneficiaries have to return some amount of money to the village council. So I don't think that's the proper way to function. If the committee can look into the issue, especially the issue has been raised by Edima Village Council
Yes.
recently. So
In fact, if this such kind of practices is there, then the money which are coming is for the people, and then the those who have got the cards, they are mandatory to get. So if that kind of practice is there, before dole out the percentage return back to the agencies, if they can reach us, if they can keep the complaint to the DC or to the Disha committee, and I'll be heading the as a chairman of the all the districts. So if they can reach out to us about those complaints before deduction, once after deduction, if the shouts also, the process is already done. But before the submit, return back the money, because money is coming in the individual accounts. So before tolling out the money, if they can put a report, then from there we can sort it out. But after finishing all the process, if the shouts, then the meter ends up there. So I think the beneficiaries should know.
so will the committee be also to uh, compel the departments to put out all the schemes available? Because as you have mentioned, there are already nine, even nine. I think that's on the lower side, even in
Yes.
RD department.
Yeah.
So people are not aware of the kind of schemes that are available. It's only the bureaucrats who keep on swindling the funds. So can it be made mandatory that all the departments put up a list of schemes available and the criteria required to avail those?
Yes.
Make it more transparent.
True. See, even the I have a very doubt that the departments are not availing some of the projects, because every departments they are, I think, as per the list out, 9, 10, 11 schemes are there. And when we went, our staffs went and asking about what are the projects they are implementing. We have given the head of the schemes also. But many of the departments are saying that they are not getting the fund. But until unless the department applies, it will not come directly. You know, the schemes are there, the department has to apply. So that is there. It is now donors, then the NEC, all those will drop in this. So definitely we are going to take up all the measures very seriously.
So what will be the jurisdiction of this Disha committee and how far we can go about checking on the implementation?
As per the guidelines, the committee has empowered to summon the departments also, and we have right to visit the spot, the project implementation project also, and accordingly, along with all the photographs, I think one by one we can summon the departments which they are not doing well, and the defaulters we have to immediately report to the state Disha committee as well as to the ministry. Once we detect the low faults, or once they are not doing well, the implementing agencies, we have to give 30 days to the departments to complete the process completely. This is because see, we have so many state projects are also there, but many of the central projects, which are the schemes are coming into our state, are the beneficiaries are or the people are not aware of what are the projects is going on. So to tie up between the state government as well as to the ministry, this Disha committee is mainly appointed to monitor all the centrally sponsored schemes which are implemented in the state. In fact, earlier, last 5 years, I think 10 years back, it was around 67 small projects were there. Now it is more than 100. I have the lease, so I think it is more than the 100 roses.